Hi, my name is April Whitt, one of the astronomers at Fernbank Science Center. Welcome to the Science Center's The Sky This Week for January 3rd through 9th, 2021. In this first full week of our new year, we get a last quarter moon, some bright planets very low on the horizon, morning and evening, some bright winter stars, and even a pass of the International Space Station on the 8th. Start off the week early in the morning with our bright planet Venus, sometimes called the morning star. When you find this to face east, or in this case, southeast, put your face toward where the sun comes up for your observing spot. Low on the horizon, that bright star-looking object is Venus. It's moving along its orbit and it's getting closer from our viewpoint toward where the sun is, so we won't see Venus for very much longer. In a few weeks, it'll be gone in the early morning, and it'll reappear in the evening sky in the month of April. The moon moves toward last quarter. It's a waning moon, and it'll be near about halfway up the sky from Venus on the 4th. Keep watching. By the 6th, even before Venus has come up, the moon will be down at last quarter phase. Last quarter moon rises at midnight, when the bright winter stars are visible. If you can find the last quarter moon, you stand facing the southeast. The left-hand side of the moon is lit up. That's how you can tell it's a waning moon, last quarter moon. And this is where the bright stars are this time of year. The constellation of Orion the Hunter, 2 stars for shoulders, 3 bright stars for a belt, 2 more stars for knees down here. This is toward the south and west part of the sky. If you put your right shoulder toward where the sun goes down, you'll be facing the south, and that's where those large bright stars will appear. Brightest star that we can see from Earth in the nighttime sky is the star Sirius. Just a word of caution, when you're finding these on the real sky outside, Orion, the shape, the pattern, is much bigger than it appears here. And Sirius doesn't look like a little orb or a little ball. It's just one really bright point of light. Depending on how the atmosphere is moving, Sirius can sparkle different colors as well. One of the springtime constellations of Leo the Lion is sneaking into the sky at this time of year. We'll look for him in a minute. By the 8th, early in the morning, 6 a.m., we've got a little bit of a crescent moon left over and a bright star near the horizon. Venus is not visible, but this bright star's name is Antares. It's part of the constellation of the Scorpion, Scorpius, 3 stars for shoulders, if they have shoulders, long pedipalps, claws sticking out. Antares is supposed to be the heart of the scorpion. Down below the horizon is his hooked tail. We can't see that one yet, at least not at 6 a.m. But in the next month or so, as Earth moves along our orbit, we'll be seeing Antares in the early morning sky, along with Scorpius. How about our constellation Leo, the lion? There's a curve, almost like a little sickle or a fishhook of stars up there. This is the front of the lion. Imagine a mane, a heart, and a little triangle of stars back by his tail. Leo the lion is one of the zodiac constellations. It's one of the signs of spring for us in the northern hemisphere. If you've ever heard that saying, March coming in like a lion and leaving like a lamb, might have something to do with what stars are visible at this time of year. That sickle or hook shape of stars makes the head and mane of Leo. There's a fairly long body that leads to that little triangle of stars. And again, this is a fairly large constellation up high on the sky by the middle and end of this first week of January. Get up really early on the morning of the 8th, 6:53 to 6:59 a.m. for us in the Atlanta area. Face toward the northwest, and the International Space Station will be crossing the sky. Starting around 6:53, it'll become visible. It'll move across the sky from the northwest to the southeast and will be really bright and moving really fast. We might see it somewhere in that 6-minute range. If the sky is clear, check that out early before 7 o'clock on the 8th. That NASA app available for iPhones and Androids, and it's free. Go to the App Store. This is where you can find everything about NASA. Partly some of where the good times are to watch for the International Space Station, and it also has a view of the Earth from the space station. So look in the opposite direction. There are thousands of NASA images there. There's information about all the current missions going on. You can even watch NASA TV from that app. Keep an eye out for that one. And by 6:30 p.m. on the 9th of January, if you have a perfectly clear, flat southwestern horizon, those bright planets, Jupiter and Saturn, that were visible back at the end of December, come along with a tiny planet, Mercury, just barely visible there on the southwestern horizon, just after the sun goes down. 45 minutes later, the planets are gone, the bright stars are visible. You might notice over toward the southeast part of the sky, those 3 stars for Orion's belt. And the end of the evening brings the end of our bright stars. Thanks very much for listening this week. Do find Fernbank Science Center's website, www.fernbank.edu, for our Friday evening virtual planetarium programs. Keep an eye on that site for the latest science information. Thanks again for listening. Have a great week.